secondhand clothes can be one of the hardest parts of the decluttering process. And so many people I know don't even give it a go because there are so many steps involved. But it's definitely worthwhile because you can make a little bit of cash, but also it helps make sure that the item is going to be in process or in life cycle for longer. It means that you are making sure that someone is going to love it and enjoy it after you. So I'm going to give it a go at selling to some consignment stores that I have locally here in Melbourne that I haven't tried before. Now, selling to a consignment is very different than selling on Gumtree or Facebook because they have particular needs and requirements. One of the biggest things that they need is they only would take 3 to 5 garments. So you have to make sure that you have quite a few pieces. You don't want to go in there sporadically. I recommend getting all the items you want to sell together. And then they will only take relatively high quality pieces. So those items that don't come from their cheaper stores, the ones with those unique or one-off pieces with high quality fabric. So I've got a beautiful leather jacket here that I bought about 7 or 8 years ago that's still in really good condition. I think someone will love it. And also I have this would be a woolen skirt that I got from Japan that I've just cleaned and ironed. And then I have a silk, beautiful, unique dress that I bought for a party. And then of course you have the vintage pieces. So this is a vintage jacket that I've had for probably 15 years and only worn a few times. So I've made sure it's cleaned, I've spot cleaned it, I've ironed it, and I'm going to present it to them on the hanger because I think that this one is a really good piece that will resell. I have another vintage piece here, which is kind of like a 1980s wraparound top. That was my mum's, so that one I'm hoping they will also buy because it is vintage. These pair of pants that I bought in Brooklyn a long time ago, and they are handmade designer from a Japanese artist in Brooklyn, but they are beautiful pure wool, and now is a really good time to sell wool and to sell coats. That's the other thing that the consignment stores are looking for. They really want to make sure that you're selling in season. So your products, what you're selling has to be in season, clean, laundered, and it has to be of high quality. Now, the biggest piece that I have that I'm worried will not sell is this mink coat. Now, a mink coat, obviously, it was given to me from my grandmother, so it's not something I have purchased. It is in beautiful quality, and it is really unique, and I'm hoping that the consignment store is a perfect place to sell it because you really want to be trying one of these on if you are going to be purchasing a bigger piece. So the way the consignment store works is that if they accept my items, they will then host them in their store and I will receive 50% of the price of what it sells for, plus a bit of a service fee. So wish me luck, I hope it works. Great news, the consignment store actually took 5 of my pieces and I wasn't expecting for them to take that many, so I'm feeling pretty excited right now. Interestingly, they didn't take the 2 vintage pieces that I really thought that they would like, and I think that's because a particular consignment store I used are more focused on brands and fabric rather than vintage designs. So I think that's a really good learning curve, that really focus on what the particular consignment store that you're using offers and really look at what their boutique is and make sure you're taking clothes that really work towards their clientele. The whole process took about 30 minutes. The lady actually even said to me it could take up to an hour. So definitely don't expect it to be a quick turnaround when you're selling because they take time to look through every piece, to make sure there's no wear and tear. They look for rips, and sometimes they'll even look up the designers on the spot. So definitely give yourself a good amount of time. So what's going to happen for me now is that they will keep my pieces in store, and if they go on sale, they will let me know. They also decide on the price, and I can go and pick them up at any time I want to if I don't want them to sell at the particular price that they have them advertised. Now that varies very much depending on which consignment store that you're going to use, so make sure that you do your research before you go and sell, or really ask a lot of questions when you're there at the counter. I also took a photo of the clothes as I dropped them off to make sure that I have evidence that I've given them to them, and I'm looking out and making sure I have an email and the barcode of the products with them. But all in all, for me so far, the consignment selling experience has been a really worthwhile one, and I would definitely recommend doing it for all those pieces that no longer spark joy for you and you've decluttered from your wardrobe.